All right, come back with your hands on the floor, back to your start position for downward facing dog. Toes tuck under, elevate the hips and come up into a really nice stretch for the back lines of the body again. Good. And we'll just let the head hang in between the arms momentarily. Good, and then walk your feet forwards towards your hands. Come into a forward fold, letting the chin drop towards the chest, the head hang down low. And watch the back of the legs opening up just a little bit more. Okay, and then slowly make your way up to a standing position. As you come up, roll the shoulders back a few times. Good. Okay, so we're going to do a flow now that is going to take us in, if you like, around the mat. Not in a, you don't need to worry about it too much. But do you remember we did a mandala flow in the yin class? I think it was a couple of lessons ago. So we did a mandala of the hip. We went around the 4 quadrants of the hip. So this is the same thing. We're going to go around the edges of the mat a little bit more. And if I've got my head thinking straight, we won't get it all muddled up. But just bear with me on the lefts and rights business, okay? Because it might seem like, why is she doing that again? But the way it works is that you lead with your right leg twice and then your left leg twice, and then we should end up back at the top of the mat again, she says. So bring the hands towards your heart. And the idea of this is that it will be a continuous flow, and we can drop into the lovely rhythm of it. So soften, close your eyes, soften your shoulders, relax your jaw. Feel your feet, feel the ground beneath, and look at all the space and the energy in your body already being cultivated with your practice so far this morning. Okay, so it starts, it's pretty much like a sun salute. Let's take an inhalation and sweep the arms out wide and above your head. Look up towards where your thumbs are. Slowly swan dive down. So we'll do the first round really gently, really slowly. Just come down into a forward fold. And then put your hands onto your shins and take a halfway lift. Lovely. Pop your hands onto the floor, step or walk your feet back into a plank position so that you are long through your body. And then the first one we'll do knees, tilt the tailbone up towards the ceiling, and then bring the chin and the chest forwards and down. Swoop through and up into a gentle cobra. Make sure you're squeezing the backs of your legs, please. And then lift yourself back into a downward facing dog. Okay. Take your right foot up towards the ceiling and lift up really long. And then step the right foot through towards the top of your yoga mat. Okay, coming up into a balancing warrior. So take an inhalation, still facing the top of your mat, and gently press back through the left leg and drop the right hip. You can have your hands at your heart if it's too much to have your hands into the air. Then spin your left heel down to the floor behind you, and then lower the arms to warrior 2. Good job. So we'll look down the right fingertips, and you can always play around with your leg position should you need to. Okay, now you're going to keep turning to the left. So on an inhalation, lift your arms up high and turn yourself so now you're facing the left edge of your yoga mat and you're into this star position. We're just going to keep it simple to begin with. And then you're going to turn your left foot. So I know it looks like I'm not mirroring you, but turn your left foot to the back of your mat, turn your right foot in, bend your left knee, and now you're into a warrior 2 with the left leg. Okay, very nice. Now we're going to spin up the right heel behind you so that you can face the back of your mat for a warrior or a balancing warrior. Very good. And then you're going to bow the hands down to the floor. Sweep the left foot up towards the ceiling behind you. Good job. Bring the foot down to the floor. And you're into a downward facing dog. Good. Float your shoulders over your wrists. Bring your knees down to the floor. Tilt your tailbone up towards the ceiling. Bring chin and chest down. Swoop through and up to Bhujangasana. And then back into downward facing dog. Okay, walk your feet forwards towards the back of your mat. So this is the end of your mat. Take an inhale, come to a halfway lift. And then exhale, fold down. Inhale all the way up to stand. Arms come wide and high. Look up towards where your thumbs are. And exhale, you're at the back of your mat. Okay, I know you're all facing different ways. It honestly doesn't matter. We're going to do exactly the same thing again. So take an inhalation, arms come wide. Lift the hands up. Look up towards where your thumbs are. Swan dive down to the ground, slowly does it. Take an inhalation, halfway lift. Plant the hands on the floor, step back to plank. Good, then knees, chin, chest. We'll keep it gentle. Forwards into cobra. And then backwards into downward facing dog. So if I'm going too fast, slow it down for you. Make sure that you're confident and you're happy with where you're at. Okay, take your right foot up towards the ceiling. So same side, right foot. Step it up and through to the back of your mat, to the front. And then inhale, come up into balancing warrior. So exactly the same little routine. Spin the left heel to the floor behind you, warrior 2. Looking good, everyone, well done. And then we're lifting both hands up. We're spinning on the feet, so we're coming into the star shape. You're now facing essentially the right-hand side of your yoga mat. Turn your left toes out, right toes in, bend the left knee, warrior 2. So your back starting to point towards the starting point, towards the front of your mat again. Right heel spins up behind you. You might have to step it across a little bit for a balancing warrior position. And then bow the hands down to the floor, step the left foot back. You can come into a downward facing dog. Float the shoulders over the wrists. Knees, tilt tailbone, chin, chest. Through and up into cobra. And then backwards into downward facing dog. And you can always skip that bit out of the link if you want. You can just rest in child's pose or stay in downward dog. Walk your feet up towards the top of the mat and take a halfway lift when you get there. And then exhale, fold down. Inhale, arms wide, come all the way up. Look thumbs. Exhale, hands towards the heart. Okay, just take a pause, have a moment for a second. Good. So we'll stick with the same. We're not going to add anything into it. We're going to stick with the same routine, but this time we will lead with the left leg. Okay, so take an inhalation. Arms come wide and high up above your head. Look thumbs. Exhale, swan dive down to the ground. Take a halfway lift, breathe in. Hands to the floor, step your way back to a plank. To downward dog, and then we come straight into plank. Knees, chin, chest. Cobra pose, squeeze the legs. And then downward facing dog. All right. Lift your left foot up towards the ceiling. Step it up to the front of the mat. We'll take balancing warrior, so still facing the top of your mat. Right leg long, left knee bends, sink the left hip. Start to wake up the front of the right leg. Now spin the right heel to the floor, spin to the body to the side, you're into a warrior two. Good job. Then inhale, come up and change your foot position, so we're into this star. We're going to add on a little bit to here probably in the next round. Then right toes turn to the back of the mat, left toes turn in, warrior two. So you're now pointing towards the back of the mat. Spin up the left heel behind you and face back, balancing warrior. Good, bow the hands down to the floor, step back with the right foot into a downward dog and choose. You can stay here, you can rest in child's pose, or you can come with me. We're doing plank, knees, chin, chest, swooping through for Bhujangasana, and then backwards into downward facing dog. Lovely. Walk your feet up towards the top, or towards the back of the mat, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms wide and come up. Look at your thumbs. Exhale, hands to the heart. Good. Keep going. Inhale, hands up high. Exhale, swan dive down. Halfway lift, breathe in. Breathe out, walk your feet back to plank. Knees, chin, chest. Swoop through for cobra. And then back for downward facing dog. Nice. Left foot lifted up to the ceiling. Step the left foot forwards and find a balancing warrior. Good. Spin the right heel down for warrior two. Left hand forwards, right hand back. Facing the right hand side of your mat, come into the star position. So then you can turn your right toes back to the mat, spin out your left heel and drop down for warrior two. Left heel spins up behind. We're facing forwards, back towards our start position for balancing warrior. And then the hands come down, the right foot steps back. You can take a little down dog here. This is your chance to rest if you want to rest, or come with me, you're floating, shoulders over the wrists, knees, chin, chest. Then through for cobra. Downward dog. Well done. And then walk the feet forwards. Come for a halfway lift, breathe in, breathe out, fold down, breathe in, arms wide, look thumbs, hands to heart, breathe out. Okay, so pause here, relax your shoulders, soften everything down. Feel the ground beneath your feet. Enjoy the beat of your heart beneath your hands. Continue to use your breath to slow everything down. Okay, good job everybody. We're going to keep going. So the lovely thing about this is that it can become quite meditative, especially if you keep it as simple as it was through that flow. It doesn't have to be complicated. You can feel how you're warming your body up, but the rhythm of it, the circular movement of it allows you to just drop into it. So it's a bit like the dancing warrior stuff that I've done before with you, but sort of, yeah, slightly different. So I thought, yeah, I like these kind of practices in the morning. Okay, so we're going to begin again, and we'll add a couple of things in along the way. So take an inhalation, sweep the hands up above your head. I need to move my mat away from the wall so I keep banging into it. Slowly swan dive down to the ground. Take an inhale, halfway lift. Just watch how your body is starting to open up, especially these forward folds. Step your feet back and come into a plank position, shoulders over the wrists. So here will be the first variation. If you want to, you can do a chaturanga. Make sure your tummy is engaged, you're pointing your tailbone back. Then lower down onto the front of your body, come up onto your hands and the tops of your feet for upward facing dog. Then, keeping your head as high as you can, flip over onto the bottom of the feet and take the hips back and into downward facing dog. Okay, so it's a little bit stronger, but if you want to keep your practice a bit more gentle, do the cobra, the knees, chin, chest to cobra. Okay, take your right foot up towards the ceiling, lift it up high, bend the right knee, stack the right hip, press the left heel into the floor. Then take the right foot forwards towards the top of the mat and we're back into balancing warrior. So back to where we remember, back to where we feel confident and comfortable. Spin the left heel down and lower the arms for warrior two. And then take a reverse warrior. Left hand back, right hand up and over, and start to open up into the right side of the body. Keep dropping the right hip a little bit. Then bring the forearm onto the thigh, take the left arm alongside the ear, and stretch the left side of the body long. Good. Come to the star position. So you're facing the left, you're turning the toes, the hands have come up, okay? And then we'll do the same the other side. So left foot spins out, right heel spins out, come to warrior two. Reverse warrior, right hand down, left arm up and over, keep dropping the left hip, open the left side body. And then forearm onto the thigh as you cartwheel, right arm alongside the ear. Back to warrior two. Spin up the right heel, face the hips forwards, lift the arms up. We're into a balancing warrior. And then plant the hands down onto the floor. Sweep the left foot back, take it up into the air and bend the knee, stack the hips, look under the left arm out to the side. Good job. Float the shoulders over the wrists. Keep the left foot off of the floor, but straighten the leg out behind you. So you're like a three-limbed plank. You can do knees, chin, chest. If you're doing that, bring your left foot to the floor or come into Chaturanga with your left foot off and then lower down and lift up for upward dog. Come back to downward facing dog. Good. And then walk your feet towards the top of the mat. Halfway lift when you get here. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms wide, come up. Look thumbs, hands to the heart. So you're at the back of your mat. We're going to do exactly the same, still leading with the right leg. Inhale, hands go high. Look thumbs. Exhale, swan dive all the way down. Halfway lift, breathe in. Breathe out, step the feet back. Just find a standard plank pose and then choose your vinyasa. Which one do you want to go through? Which one do you want to use? Okay, meet me back in a downward facing dog. And take the right foot up towards the ceiling. Nice. Bend the right knee, stack the right hip on top of the left, look under the right arm. Level off the hips. And step the right foot through to the top of the mat. And then lift yourself up for balancing warrior. Good. Left heel down, arms forwards and back for warrior two. So nice. Reverse warrior, left hand down, right hand up and over. Forearm onto the thigh. Side angle pose, stretch long. We did this one in the week. Then back to warrior two. Straighten the front leg, spin the feet, And we'll just come straight onto the other side into warrior two. Left arm forwards, left knee bent. Reverse warrior, right hand down, left arm up and over. Sink the left hip. Forearm onto the thigh, keep the left hip low, right side of the body long. Then warrior two. Spin up the back heel, face forwards. Arms come up, sorry, a bit wobbly there. And then as you bow the hands to the floor, sweep the left foot back, take it up into the air. Bend the knee, stack the hips, look under the left arm. Level the hips, straighten the left leg. Choice to put it on the floor if you want. Float the shoulders over the wrists. Keep the core fired, either knees, chin, chest or three-legged chaturanga into an upward dog or cobra, and then downward facing dog. Good job. Press back, long through the arms. Well done. Walk your feet forwards towards your hands and take a halfway lift. Breathe in. Breathe out. All the way up to stand. Inhale, breathe in. Look thumbs. Hands to heart, exhale. Okay, not much of a rest. We're coming straight onto the left side. So we're going to do that twice through with the left, which will take us in that complete circle back round. So whenever you're ready, inhale, hands go high. Okay, keep using Ujjayi breath if possible. This will keep control of the movement, so you move with your breath. Inhale to the halfway lift. Exhale to step back to plank. And choose knees, chin, chest or chaturanga. And then it's an inhale into upward facing dog or cobra. And then an exhale into downward facing dog. Okay, well done. Lift the left foot. Bend the knee, stack the hips, spin the body to the side. Level off the hips and step the left foot through to the top. Inhale as you rise up. We're coming up into balancing warrior, sinking the left hip. Keep the left hip low as you drop the right heel, arms lower, and you're into a warrior two. This is an exhale. Inhale, reverse warrior, right hand down, left arm up and over. Exhale for a side angle pose, long through the right side. Good, looking so good. Come back, inhale, warrior two. And then gently as you exhale, come up to face your star position. Turn the body the other way. So really all of this happens on the exhale as you come into warrior two. Inhale again, reverse warrior. So you're now pointing towards the back of your mat. Exhale, warrior two, side angle pose. Inhale gently back to warrior. Spin up the right heel and lift the hands up. And really all of that is done on the inhalation too. Take the hands down to the floor, exhale. Inhale, right foot up to the ceiling, lift it up high, stack the hip, look underneath the right arm out to the side. Good. As you exhale, level off the hips, straighten out the right leg, shoulders over the wrists and lower to chaturanga on knees, chin, chest. Then upward dog or cobra, inhale here, strong through the front body. Exhale to downward facing dog once again. Then walk your feet forwards and come into a halfway lift. All of this as you breathe in. Breathe out, fold back down again, lift up the sit bones. Inhale, arms wide, come up. Look thumbs, hands to heart, exhale. Okay, keep going. Inhaling all the way up. Exhale, folding down. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, step back to plank. Okay, choose your descent, come down, and then inhale into a back bend. Exhale into downward facing dog. Okay, leading with your left foot still. Lift your left foot to the ceiling, bend the knees, stack the hips, look under the left arm. Good job. And then level off the hips. Step the left foot through and we'll come up into balancing warrior. All of this is on a breath in. Breathe out, drop the right heel down, warrior two. Breathe in, reverse warrior. Breathe out, side angle pose. Breathe in, back to warrior two. Feet turn and turn out the other way. So you're into a warrior two with the right toes pointing forwards. Good job. Exhale here. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, forearm onto the thigh. Side angle pose, left side long. Take an inhalation, come back to warrior two. Spin on the heel and lift the arms up for balancing warrior. So you're back pointing towards the top of the mat. Bring the hands down to the floor, exhale, and sweep the right foot up to the ceiling out behind you. Bend the knee, stack the hips, look under the arm. Good. Level off the hips, straighten out the leg, float the shoulders over the wrists and lower down. Inhale into a back bend. Exhale into downward facing dog. Good job. Inhale, walk your feet forwards towards the top and take a halfway lift. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, arms come wide and high, all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Okay, so we'll just take a little while to settle. So if you didn't extend any gratitude to your body at the beginning of the practice, now might be a good time